I wrote this ad for a software called Create Studio, and it printed millions of dollars. It was one of the top 5 most viewed ads on YouTube, racking up over 18 million views and helping the founders walk away with a multi-7-figure exit. So if you're a software founder, pay attention, because in this video I'm going to walk you through the 3 steps I used to create that ad and the 11-part script framework to write it, so you can just copy me. Because just one killer ad is like a legal money printer and can change your business forever. And stick around until the end. I'll even just give you my AI ad script so you can just whack it into ChatGPT and create your own winning ad in seconds. Step number 1, the research. Now, the first step to any winning ad is always the research. But the biggest mistake most people make with their ads is skipping this entirely. So don't you dare scrub forward to skip to the good stuff. This is the good stuff. Because the truth is, your assumptions are just probably wrong. I have never done research into a product and found that all of our assumptions are true. Often our ICP is way off, or the reason we think customers buy is actually totally different. And of course, when the foundation is wrong, everything you build on top of it falls apart. It's like trying to build a skyscraper on wet sand. But the good news is, because most people are too impatient and lazy to do this work, you'll blow them out of the water if you just do these 2 things. First, understand who your existing customers are. Look at the reviews that your customers are leaving, from 1 until 5 stars. If you're running ads, read every single comment beneath the ads. And here's a crazy idea. Get on a call with your existing customers and hear what they have to say. Now, do not fall into the trap of thinking, well, our product solves many different problems for many different people in many different niches. We couldn't possibly pick just one ideal customer profile. That's the reason no one cares about your product and you're still poor. If you cast the net too wide and serve everybody, you'll end up serving nobody. And ironically, leave more money on the table than if you just picked one ICP and doubled down on understanding them. Number 2, capture their stories and use them as content. So social proof is the single biggest factor at reducing risk in the mind of a prospect. And if you can show them someone who looks just like them, who talks just like them, that had the same problem as them, that found your solution and now solved that problem forever, every other objection just melts away. So when you do speak to your existing customers, ask them to share their experiences with your solution and get them to paint a picture of the hell that they were experiencing before, and then the heaven that they are now experiencing after using your solution. Not only will this be able to be used as content on your pages, retargeting ads and presentations, but you'll also find that many customers will actually use the same verbiage to describe things, which you can use in your marketing and your messaging. And this is exactly what I did for Create Studio. By doing the research, we realized something huge. Our entire marketing message was aimed at the wrong audience. We had built everything on assumptions and not real insights. But once we uncovered who our true ICP was, what kept them up at night, where they hung out, and what objections were secretly holding them back, we were able to completely shift our approach. Now, armed with real customer stories, powerful case studies, and the exact language and verbiage that our customers were using consistently, we could finally speak directly to the right people and say the right things, which leads us onto the next step in the process. Step number 2, the offer. And this is where things get really interesting, because let's be real, the most important part of any ad is always the offer. You could be a terrible marketer, but if your offer is truly irresistible, you'll still make sales. Imagine standing on a street corner with a sign that says Ferrari for $1,000. You wouldn't need fancy funnels, clever copy to sell that car, because it would pretty much sell itself in minutes, right? Now, let's say you created the greatest sandwich ad of all time, but the product itself was garbage, some half-eaten sandwich you just found under your car seat. Then it would be hopeless. This is why nailing your offer is everything. It's so important, in fact, that I spent 4 months breaking down how to create offers that are so good people would feel stupid saying no, using Alex Hormozi's frameworks, and put it all together in a 1 hour and 22-minute video that I suggest you watch after you finish this video. But here's the quick TLDR summary. Every irresistible offer is built on 4 components of value. It promises a dream outcome your audience really wants. It makes them believe that they'll actually get that result. It delivers that outcome as quickly as possible, and it makes the process feel easy with as little effort or sacrifice as possible. But here is what most people get wrong. They cram every feature, benefit into their offer thinking more equals better. But that overwhelms people and dilutes the real core value. So one of the simplest ways to boost all 4 components of value is to actually strip away all the noise. So what I mean is you should focus on the single feature that delivers the dream outcome your audience cares about the most and make that the star of your offer, and then strip everything else out and present it as a bonus. This makes your offer clear, powerful, and just way more appealing. And that's exactly what I did for Create Studio. And in my research, talking to customers, I found out that everyone purchased because of the 3D animation features, and actually discovered they were using it to create explainer videos in just a few clicks and drive sales in their business. So we made the 3D animation aspect the hero of our ads, and every other feature was stripped away and presented as free bonuses. Suddenly, the offer was focused, easy to understand, and impossible to ignore. Then, to seal the deal, we added a psychological trigger to remove risk, a guarantee that spoke directly to the outcome our customers wanted. That this product was so easy, they could create their first sales video in under 10 minutes with no experience. That would bring them more sales guaranteed, or their money back. Now it sounds subtle, but it's very different than some generic 30-day money back guarantee, because everyone just ignores that. They've gone deaf to it. Instead, we used a specific promise that tied to an exact result that people actually cared about. This turned into a, well, what have you got to lose offer? And that's infinitely more powerful than just hoping people will trust you with their money, which is how you build an offer that's so good people would feel stupid saying no to it. And once you have that, the ad just kind of writes itself, which I'll go over now in my 11-part script framework. Step number 3, the 11-part ad script framework. Now this is the exact 11-part ad framework that I've used to create the best ad that Create Studio have ever run, and one of the best ads on YouTube. And if you want to use the same script, I've even created a ChatGPT prompt with all the information that you need to write your own ad. So check it out. First link in the description, yours free. Enjoy. Now, I'm going to run through the ad and explain why each section is there and how you can just copy the same structure that got over 18 million views and generated millions and millions of dollars. Part 1, the call out.
If you're a business owner,
start by calling out your audience immediately to signal who this is for, and also repel the wrong people early. Now on YouTube, this is actually a good thing because you only pay for someone who watches past the first 30 seconds, so excluding the wrong viewers actually saves budget. Part number 2, the paradigm shift.
animated explainer videos are the best way to capture attention, get more followers, and drive more sales. They're engaging to watch, super shareable, convert better, and make you feel like you're watching a Pixar movie, which is why they're used by massive brands like Google, Amazon, and Facebook.
Present a key insight backed up with proof that introduces a new idea which changes their paradigm, as if this one thing was the one piece of missing information that was holding them back. Part 3, the problem.
The problem is they can cost up to $25,000 for just one video, or require a fancy animation degree or complicated software to create one yourself.
Now you've introduced a new idea, a new insight. There's usually a big problem that's stopping them from implementing this new idea. That is usually either time, money, skills, or all 3. So you want to dig in with the knife here and paint the hell that they'll experience if they go down that path. Part number 4, tease the solution.
What if there was a way anyone could create Pixar-level videos in just 10 minutes?
Now, something I always like to do is to future pace the viewer with the heaven that they'll experience if they could only solve those problems that you just presented. You want them to think, wow, that sounds like if that solution did exist, it would solve all my problems. And now they're all warmed up is when you finally slip in the solution, like a gentleman. Part number 5, the solution.
Introducing Create Studio 3.0, the easiest way to make animated videos that lets anyone create professional 3D explainer videos in just a few clicks.
Explain the solution with just a quick sentence about the core benefit or what makes it unique and special. Part number 6, the unique mechanism.
Choose from your massive library of customizable templates, promo packs, and pre-animated characters. Drag and drop onto the timeline and easily edit in seconds. Quickly create your own custom 3D characters, just like in a video game, changing their hair, accessories, skin color, and clothing.
One of my favorite ways to communicate value and separate yourself in a category of one is by defining and explaining the unique mechanism. Popularized by marketers like Stefan Georgi, the unique mechanism explains how the solution is logically possible. Because you can't just say whatever you want and expect people to believe it. You need to connect the dots in the viewer's mind so they go, oh, I see how it works. In this case, it was explaining that the software is so easy to use because there's a massive library of drag and drop characters, which have all been pre-animated and rigged by our team of Pixar-trained animators. Part number 7, features and benefits.
Plus, you can add any voiceovers to your custom characters, all perfectly lip-synced in just one click. But it doesn't stop there. Your Create Studio library comes with fully customizable templates for any video you need. Social media ads, sales videos, lower thirds, and callouts, promo videos, and more.
Here we can list off the best features and benefits associated with your solution, helping them visualize exactly how they'll use this and what they'll achieve. In part number 8, social proof.
Which is why Create Studio is trusted by 35,000 business owners worldwide with over 1,200 5-star reviews.
Follow this up with some overwhelming social proof, big numbers, and specific results make the product feel credible and low risk. Part 9, a Godfather offer.
And when you get Create Studio today, you'll also unlock a bunch of extra bonuses, like the gorgeous 2D character builder, with hundreds of extra backgrounds, scenes, and characters to choose from. Plus, you'll also get the hand-sketched doodle creator and turn complicated topics into easy-to-understand videos. And if that wasn't enough, we're even throwing in 100 social media scroll stoppers, so you can stand out on the feed and grow your social media on autopilot. All of this is a combined total value of over $799. But for a limited time, you can get lifetime access today for just one payment of only $67, with 0 recurring fees.
This is where you make them an offer they can't refuse. I would always try to present what could be considered the core offer and keep it simple. The heaviest hitting, most powerful feature or benefit, and then strip everything else away to offer as fast action bonuses. This does 3 things. First, it makes the offer easier to understand. Secondly, it anchors the price of the solution to the value of the core thing, which means everything else that you stack on top of it is considered additional value in their mind, which is why they always do this in infomercials, by the way. Just as they get to the end of the infomercial, they say, but wait, there's more. Call in the next 10 minutes and get not 1 set of steak knives, but you get 2 sets of steak knives for the same price. Now, this leads into the third thing that is possible once you strip out the core value proposition and put it at the front, only to offer all the other stuff as free bonuses. It gives you the ability to leverage 2 powerful psychological selling techniques: urgency and scarcity. Now, obviously, there's a right and a wrong way to do this, and you should always be genuine in your use of these 2 levers. But by having bonuses that you can only, for example, offer to just the next 100 people who sign up, or only offer these bonuses for a limited amount of time, all these things will increase the perceived value of your solution and just make more sales. Part number 10, remove the risk.
Where we guarantee using Create Studio, you can build your first pro-level animated video in under 10 minutes. That gets you more attention and sales over the next 30 days guaranteed, or your money back.
The biggest reason for inaction will almost always be perceived risk in the viewer's mind. Either it'll be, what if this doesn't work? Or, what if this doesn't work for me specifically? And they'll just default to taking no action. An easy way to remove the risk is to frame the purchase like a decision to say maybe. Not yes, just maybe. Now, Jason Flatley is famous for using this close in his webinars. He would say something like, I'm not asking you to say yes today. I'm just asking you to say maybe. Because the only way to know if this is a good fit for you is to try it from the inside and make an informed decision. And hey, if it isn't all the things we said, then you can just get all your money back, no questions asked. Because if you aren't 100% satisfied, then I don't want your money. What I like to do is to create a risk-free guarantee that is not a 30-day money-back guarantee, but a more visual, pattern-interrupting guarantee that ties directly to the outcome we're promising. And then end with a, so what have you got to lose? Sort of close. Which brings us to the final step, part number 11, a call to action.
Just click the button below to secure your lifetime copy for only $67. And start making stunning videos that get you more attention and sales for your business.
Now you'd think I wouldn't have to put this here, but unless you have a very direct call to action in your ad, then people would not magically just know what to do next. So for the love of all that is good and holy, tell them what you want them to do after watching your ad. Click the button to learn more. Buy the thing, enter your email, whatever it is, tell them in plain English and make it easy to do. All right, then as a bonus tip, leave the screen open for 5 to 10 seconds at the end of the ad to let them just process everything that's just happened. The reason is that they've just taken in so much information in just a few short minutes. They need a second or two to process it and decide, do they click the button and take the next step or not? And if they roll straight into another video, they might get sucked into the social media vortex and just never purchase. So leave a few seconds at the end of the ad. So there you have it, folks. It may sound simple, but it works, because as you can see, this process has resulted in millions and millions of dollars in revenue and the most profitable ad that Create Studio have ever run. In fact, like I said, it was one of the top performing ads on YouTube in June, I think, of 2024. So if you want the best chance at similar success, then just follow this structure step by step. And of course, if you want me and my team to do just all of this for you, you can go to dopaminedigital.io, linked below, where you can fill out a quick form. And if you qualify, I'll audit your sales funnel, audit your existing ads, and put together a comprehensive growth plan so you can print cash with a legal money printer. All delivered to you in your inbox within 72 hours without getting on a sales call, 100% for free. But I can only do about 5 of these a week, so if there are spots available, click the link and find out and fill out the form. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But as I mentioned before, even the best ad with a terrible offer will never convert. And when you scale your ad spend and reach a different awareness level audience, your ROAS will tank. So if you want to see how to create offers that are so good, people feel stupid saying no to them, then click the video on the screen to see how to create $100 million offers like Alex Hormozi.